might be the first time all year I haven't seen any traffic. Well, I'm headed to my daughter's house. My granddaughter, grabbed them some food. They called me last minute talking about they want some Dunkin' Donuts. You know, I grabbed that for them on my way up to their house. And try to enjoy. It's only Christmas at the time of this video, but it's Christmas Day actually. And you might as well say this year is over. Pretty much. Basically the end of the year. I am thinking very positively about the future because I finally got some direction. I finally truly figured out what I gotta do to get to the next level. And I'm gonna have to do it all. I'm gonna have to get more licenses for the transportation side. I'm gonna have to put out more content for the creative side and just keep doing what I've already been doing. Honestly, because it's working. The channels have grown quite a bit. It's on a steady track. They're growing slow, but they're growing. Anytime you say at least you're growing, you're on a positive track at least. I believe. And if I keep doing what I'm doing, I should see some success going forward. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, stay positive, put out more content, stay focused, avoid the hate, both online and in the real world. Avoiding hate is pretty powerful. I don't think excuse me. I don't think people realize. Let me get around these slow cars. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think people realize that just avoiding hate in the real world is pretty important, because anytime I've had like negativity or negative people around me, I'm in a really depressed state where I don't want to create, I don't want to focus, I don't want to build. And it's just like I'm kind of just sit around and focus on their negativity. So I just don't keep negative people around me anymore. You know? And I think that's truly the only way you're gonna ever truly be happy, is to avoid people like that. I've even had women that I was dating or seeing that brought so much negativity. It was crazy, and I put up with it. The minute I got that person out of my life, it's like things got better. That's what I think it's going to be like going into 2025. I'll be honest, I didn't think I was going to feel this positive going into this new year. We had a real, I don't even know what kind of battle you want to call it, with the presidential election. But I could positively say going into the new year that there will be advantages to anybody creating a real business, whether Democrat or Republican. They both want to see businesses win. I want to say Republicans are more on the big business side, but either or, They both want to see business win. So why wouldn't you want to be in that arena? Why wouldn't you want to focus on creating your first LLC, finding a mentor, either in the real world or online? It doesn't have to be in the real world. You can find a mentor online that, like I found with this guy, Stephen Rachel. Please go check him out. There's a lot of videos that motivate you and also make you understand that content creation can help any business. Any business you're in, content creation can help you. You know, whether you have a small, tiny store nobody knows about, if you create enough content around that store, you will actually get business. And that gives me a lot of hope, because I had a retail store. I had a retail store back in 1998. I know some of you weren't born yet, but back in 1998, I probably was in my early 30s, I want to say. I had I'm telling my age now, but I had a cell phone store. And I lasted till 2001. But there was no YouTube. I don't even know if MySpace was around, but I know there was no YouTube. There was not a lot of social media. There wasn't a lot that could help me drive sales that cost $0. We still were doing old school advertising, believe it or not, in the newspaper. And cell phones are a hard sell when everybody was doing it. Everybody was selling phones and pagers. Pagers were kind of phasing out back then. That was pretty much the end of pagers. The only people that still have pagers really in 98 were like business owners, doctors, contractors. But pagers were phasing out. The phones were coming in. I'm sure everybody remembers the walkie-talkie. You know, some of you are young, so you only remember Boost, but before Boost, it was Nextel. And Nextel was really fun to sell. It was a fun physical product to sell, but marketing to me is even funner, because it's not something you gotta ship out. So if you do the right marketing for the right digital product that you can sell anywhere in the world, where if you have a cell phone store, even if you had a YouTube channel, you're only gonna sell phones really mainly in Connecticut, because the websites were not that good back then. They had websites, people bought online, but it wasn't as big as it is now. You know, I'm pretty sure even Amazon was around back then, but pretty much it was nowhere near what online sales is now. And I think digital marketing is my passion, but it doesn't hurt to have a physical business either. That's why I'm doing the transportation thing. The transportation thing is a actual business that banks can understand. Doing taxi deliveries, the banks can understand that, meaning that even though it's a higher risk business, you're still going to get a lot of lines of credit. As long as you're not out here like buying cars and crashing them every other week, you should be fine. As long as you're out here, you occasionally get, you know, one car that may need some work, but you're not out there just buying actually out there making money with these cars. 3 to 4 cars should easily help you bring in a 6-figure business. It should easily. Whether you're renting them or you got drivers in them, simply going out and shuttling people around. You should make minimum yourself, not the drivers. I'm talking minimum yourself. Be bringing in, if you have 3 drivers under you, you should be bringing in 300 a day or close to it. Now, if you include yourself in that equation, you should always have extra, which I do. So my goal is to create a transportation company where I'm the dispatch and I'm the daytime driver. You know, so during the day it won't be as much to dispatch, but get at least one guy that likes to go to New York. You know, maybe you get one guy that likes to drive at night, and you go out and get the licenses as a business owner, but you can have your drivers actually go move packages. So you're helping your drivers make more money than they would if they were just doing Uber and Lyft. Because to be honest, they're not going to be able to go out and do Uber and Lyft, barely making $100 a day, and still pay you your $100 for using your vehicle with your commercial insurance. So my goal, honestly, is to go, it'll probably be about that amount. I'm thinking $100 a day. I'm thinking $97 a day. Whether you want to use my vehicle or you're in it doing gig work or anything, you have to pay me $100 a day. With one day a week down to go over any maintenance the car might need, oil changes, stuff like that. You know, and if you got that going, and this part is a dream, to have 2 vehicles set aside just for me, so you would even have a backup vehicle. So if one of your vehicles is down, so let me do the math. We're talking 4 people, but 5 cars. You know, with one of those cars possibly being a Tesla and another one being some type of SUV. SUV or minivan. I'll take a minivan. I'll take a minivan that has all-wheel drive. So some type of minivan and some type of SUV. The other vehicles, I'm thinking you want small, compact SUVs for your drivers. Small, on the smaller side. I wouldn't go XL size for them. I probably would want to have the minivan as the XL car that I probably would do myself. Now that I'm thinking of it. And I'm afraid to do only a pet service on the apps, because let's say I get a ride. I know I'm all over the place, but let's say you get a ride, you have a minivan, you want to start your own transportation company, but you want to focus on non-emergency medical transportation and say pets. You want to ship pets back and forth. You have the blankets or whatever you need to cover your seats when needed. So you're setting this business up, and the way you want to find customers, you go to Uber. problem is with that, Uber penalizes you for every little thing. So let's say you get a ride and I happen to be in Newington and I get a ping to go pick up somebody with a dog, a blind lady with a dog in Hartford. I don't want to go to Hartford. It's 4 p.m., let's say. It's bumper to bumper traffic. I want to turn around and head the other way towards home. Uber's looking at it as, oh no, you can't do that. You're breaking the law because you declined a pet ride. Now, I understand that there's a law where you have to pick these people up, but you got to also be in control of your own business. I'm not declining because she has a dog. I'm declining because I don't want to go to that part of town. So you really can't operate your own business the way you want, relying on Uber. Well, let's say you have these people call you, and you have your own pet business now, where you pick up dogs. She calls you, she's like, can you pick me up today? I was like, I'm sorry, man, but I can't get to that part of town right now. And she's not taking it as you're declining because she has a dog. Especially if you say, well, I got another driver who could be there in like 15 minutes because I can't make it. As long as you're trying to accommodate them, you'll be fine. But when Uber's like your boss basically telling you, oh no, you have to take this ride, and they're not doing it because of their law, they're doing it because, oh, we want that money. So you can't truly run your own business under an app that's controlled by another corporation. You have to be able to control your own business. This is all I'm saying. And I don't see a way that you can really control your own business when you have this app as your boss telling you when you could go do anything. I just don't see it. And it's not fun. And it doesn't make being a business owner enjoyable working for these apps. Now, I believe other apps that will really truly treat you like an independent contractor are out there. And people have told me there's other apps. You don't have to just do Uber and Lyft. And that's the whole plan. We're going to diversify going into this new year. We're going to diversify. We are going to have to start doing deliveries. But I don't know that I want to do deliveries for a company like Uber. It's so sketchy that you got to cash out every day because you're afraid that they'll skim some of your money. That is not the dream that I dream of when I think of my own courier business. I don't look at it as I even own my own business if you factor in just driving for Uber and Lyft. It doesn't feel like you own your own business. It just doesn't. I'm sorry guys, I gotta get around this slow driver. Now he wants to speed up because he sees me right behind him. We're getting off exit 16 anyway. My daughter's exit. But I want to thank you guys for listening to me rant. I hope going into this new year you support the channel. If you want more business content as well as what I'll be doing in this transportation journey, and really the transportation company setting that up is going to help my finance channels because I'm going to be showing you guys how I build business credit along the journey. So it's going to be a real fun journey, especially if you guys are just starting out. I've been on YouTube for 7 years, but I'm not monetized. But I've made money. I made thousands from YouTube. Simply, this one, YouTube wasn't hiding our affiliate link. Simply putting links in the description box below. But I want to thank you guys again. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.